And, have you ever thought that all this stuff going on was a setup from the Lord? Because, see, in the Bible it says the Lord is going to let the wicked rule for like 400 years. So, the 400 years is up. But have you ever thought that God used, because he tells you in the Bible too, that he also uses the wicked. And have you ever thought that God used the wicked? Because he said this is judgment, right? And so if this is judgment and God is judging people, well, what's the best way to judge people? Is to let the wicked rule. And when you let the wicked rule, then what happens? Like right now, see how God let the wicked rule for 400. Think about what's been going on. It's all been the wicked. They've been ruling. But even right now, you see how God's letting the wicked rule during judgment? Think about it. So now, when God has let the wicked rule, or what I'm saying, I'm closing, when the wicked is ruling, well, what does that do? That pulls out everybody's wickedness. Because, see, this is the problem the Lord's been having, is that people can be wicked and be just as honest on the outside, but wicked in the inside. And so those be the worst ones. See, they want you to believe the bad people be the ones you can see. No, at least you know where they coming from. The worst ones be the ones that be hey, and don't even know they wicked underneath. Those are the wicked ones, the real ones. And you should be scared of those because why? Because you don't know if they real or fake. At least the one that shows you itself, at least you know where they coming from. So you see how God fixed this up for us? You see how God let the wicked rule right now? Well, it's the end now, but you see how he let the wicked rule. So then all the wicked thinks they can do what they want because the wicked is ruling. Do you see what I'm saying? So you see how God set that up for judgment on the wicked? He let them rule, and then he let all the wicked do what they want to do. So you see, now everybody know who's wicked. It's people you wouldn't even think. You see what I'm saying? You see, you gotta keep up with the prophecy and the flesh to know what's going on in the world. See, you can't keep up with just what's going on in the flesh, and you can't just keep up what's going on in the spirit. You gotta put those together, and then you know what's happening. So see, that's what I'm trying to do: teach people what's really going on, cause this is real, and this is prophecy, and you is living in a real prophecy, and you are the prophecy that the Lord talked about. But everybody's so I don't know where they at. They in the Google world, something I don't know. But this is when they call I like to say people of God because the Lord comes in different forms. See, He don't just come as a Christian. He don't just come in and he come in and he come through the Muslims. He comes through the Buddhists. He comes through all different ways. So at the end of the day, you see, they want to call these people crazy because they believe in the prophecy and because they was getting ready and because they talked about it. And everybody want to call us crazy, but we ain't crazy no more, is we? Mm-mm. Yeah, you living to see what the Lord wrote about, and you don't even know what time you is in right now, but you are. So you see how the Lord did what He did. He let the wicked rule. Boom. Pull everybody's whole card out. You see what I'm saying? And now everybody is exposed for what was inside their heart, and they can't even hide it no more because you rocked with the wicked. Now the wicked exposed you, and now everybody's exposed for whoever's wicked. And wicked does not mean because you mild offense. We talking about we know what's going on with the wicked. Okay, so only you know what part you play in this judgment. That's it. Because you still got some wicked hiding some secrets now. But you can't hide from God. Remember, He knows all. So you see, the Lord just want me to come on and tell you all that. You don't see where the time is up. And then you don't see where what's going on right now. We all know what's going on, that little thing we keep pretending it ain't happening. That thing. Do you not see how the whole curse being reversed? When they say, well, one finger's pointed at you, well, two's pointed at you. You see what I'm saying? So, do you see how you're in a live prophecy? Do you see how God told us to look out for all these signs that's happening? But He never told you who and how it was going to happen. But He did tell you that's how I know what's going on too and who's involved. Because He says you will recognize it from the fruit that they bear. And I see the fruit that's bearing, and I've already put the puzzle together. And thank you, Lord, for not distracting me with the mess and the chaos that was around me. Because, see, when everybody was laughing at me because I didn't know what was going on around me as far as the crime, well, you see how God protected me through all of this? I'm over here in so called La La Land, the real world. While everybody else was over here in the crime, in that digital world, and laughing. But due to the connection of the situation at hand, well, the less you know, the less trouble you in. So if I don't know nothing, why everybody was laughing around me with their little community gang stalking and stuff, and all these little gangs to steal my inheritance, and my inheritance ain't just money. We all know what that is. Everybody was laughing and getting themselves in trouble with it. While I was over here in so-called La Land, not knowing this is going on around me. So you see how God shared told me? So now we at the end of judgment, and see, people don't know that this judgment, it got to do with what's going on. You see? So you see how God protected me from being involved? So who's there? Who's to be laughed at now? Let me make sure I got my dress up here because I don't want them to think I'm sitting here with nothing on. So who's to be laughed at now? See, the Lord said in the Bible, he who laughs now will cry later. So, and he who cries now will laugh later. So, I was crying then, but I ain't crying now. You see what I'm saying? Hold on, cause somebody trying. Oh, yes, Daddy. Hold on, I'm reading your comment. So you wanted me to stop to read that? Because he says, "Are you going to read the comments, or are you just venting?" Okay, so now I read your comments, and I'm not venting. I am technically on my little page time talking about whatever I want to talk about. That's what I'm doing. Now it's either you get the hint or you don't get it. Either you get the message or you don't get it. It's up to you how you want to take the video. And the truth is whatever you perceive to be the truth. But fact, this is what this says from, what is this, Christopher? I'm pretty sure we can see the comments. Christopher Israel says, The truth is whatever you perceive to be the truth. But facts are undisputed and you don't want to hear it. Well, how can you say that when I don't even know you? And what don't I want to hear? Because unless you said a whole lot of stuff, but I came on here to say what I want to say. And I came on here to just send out a message, not to have a conversation, really. So, you see, your opinion is your opinion. And so, therefore, I don't know who this is that wants to have he wants to have some kind of, he says on here again, another fact, there's 40 men that wrote the Bible. And so it's like, that's why I said, hold on, Daddy, because the way he says, are you going to read the comments or are you just venting? And it's like, well, I don't have to read the comments. And when somebody's talking and they're trying to either make a point or say what they're trying to say, well, you can't do that and read your comments at the same time. So when I get finished, then I'll get to your comments. And then you interrupted me from what I was saying to tell me to read this, but what you said wasn't important enough for me to stop what I'm saying to go ahead and read that. So to make rude comments to make me stop talking what I'm talking about to read that was like, this is why I don't stop and read the comments. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm starting to learn this. I'm not really on here like this, but I have what's going on. But I noticed on here, people be having a lot of smart stuff to say. And it's like, that's what's wrong with this digital world. Because we get the point. And see, I can't let stuff like that throw me off. So, nevertheless, back to what we was talking about. Again, do you see how the Lord, because if you don't, if you, look, I talk about what I want to talk about. There's other people to look at. You don't have to look at me. The, do you see how you in living prophecy right now? And do you see how you are the Bible was talking about? And I'm not talking about you. You is the wicked. You see, he told us that we was in war with principalities, people in high places, basically. So the war is with who? People in high places, which is with the government. Because that's who's doing this to everybody. That's the wicked in high places. But it rubs onto the citizens. And so, again, do you not see how you're part of a prophecy? Either you in it, because see, this is not really a racist war. They say this is a spiritual war, and since I hear everybody talking about this spiritual war, it's like, okay, do you understand what you're really in though? Like I know people have, like this one says when he says your truth is, what you say? Somehow how your truth is your truth. Yeah, your truth is your truth if it's the truth. But if you can tell yourself the truth and make a truth for yourself to make yourself believe a lie, and it won't be the truth because you didn't want to believe your own truth. Okay? So yeah, the no, it's only one thing. The truth is a truth and a lie is a lie. Yeah, a truth ain't what you, and you can't make a truth happen that ain't true. A truth is not what you make it. A truth is a truth. A lie is a lie. If you gotta make a truth, then the truth must be a lie. Simple as that. So you see, again, everybody living in a living prophecy. And again, when the Lord say speak, Lord say speak, right? So again, He want me to tell y'all better wake up, cause you at the end of your time. Lord knows ain't nobody read the Bible like that. And if you did, you probably don't understand it. Cause if you did, you would know what you're in. And people would understand that you is in a living prophecy right now. And everything that this government and them just did here in America, Babylon. America is the biblical Babylon for this time around, but they don't see that. And so at the end of the day, do you see what they done? You gotta pay attention to signs. Remember, lovers of themselves, selfish. That's what that means. Uh, grind on each other. Well, I'm bisexual. That's grinding on each other. Um, you know, mothers and daughters against each other, fathers and sons against each other. Boom. Pay attention of the time you're living in right now. All those signs are around you. Then he said the devil gonna rule for 400 years and his time is up. How long we been in slavery? 400 years. Time is up. You in living prophecy. Now, if you put those together with what's going on, then you can kind of figure out what's really going on. So, hey, this crime is connected to prophecy. Now, everybody's smart because we all know what I'm talking about. Because we all seeing what we're seeing in the background and we want to pretend it ain't happening, but it's happening. And I ain't letting it go. I'm standing firm on it. See? So, again, I like to pass it on, not just from your Secret Shadows video, but I like to bring it in the open too. So I just want all you guys to remember now, you're all part of a living prophecy. Now it depends on what side you're on. Are you on the good side or the bad side? Because if you're on the good side, you're on the Lord's side regardless. And if you're on the bad side, then you're on the Satan's side regardless. So you see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you better get on the right side or it's too late. Because it's here. It's that time. And I feel like Noah. I already built the ark. I'm about to close the door. And then when the flood comes, well, watch. This is gonna come back later, and it's gonna be, I told you so. I told you in your secret network, and I told you in your public network. And you guys want to laugh. So you laugh, I'ma stay vigilant, and we gonna see who come out on the end. So have a wonderful day.